And as we were about to leave, my mom stopped him and said, actually, on the way over here, the Lord spoke to me and told me that something is seriously wrong and that we need to go to the hospital, which is just a wild thing to
It's wild.
say to a doctor. But thankfully, the doctor was a Christian and he said, who am I to really argue with the Lord? So we can send you to the hospital. I don't know why I'm doing that, but let's do it. So they called an ambulance. We go to the hospital. You know, my parents recall that in the ambulance, I was just sitting up completely fine, eating goldfish. And, all the emergency workers were like, why is he even going? So we pull up and, my mom was just super confident that the Lord did speak to her and that this was an intentional decision. So they start to run pretty much every test imaginable. And they come back a few hours later and say, we're so sorry, 95% of your son's blood cells are leukemia. He probably won't make it through the night.
Okay. Like I have about 100 questions to kind of like
Yep.
follow up here, but was that a common thing for your mom to get a prompting like that, from God? Was that something that happened a lot for her?
I think she would want me to say, yeah, of course, her and God speak to each other like that all the time. But I do think, she is a woman of very strong faith, and I credit so much of my faith to her. But I think this was a very unique moment and probably would be unique for anyone to so clearly and decisively be able to quickly say, like, no, this was the Lord. Because I think a lot of us go through things or we have feelings in our heart, and it's hard to really discern, is this just me thinking it's the Lord or is this just really the Lord? So to be able to quickly discern that, I think was huge. And I don't think it's a common occurrence at all.
No, I think you're right.